bombshells as the weeks go on.
Next on today's show, we have a completely new series of VTs. Juliet and me thought we would try out baking recipes and film us making them for all our viewers to see. Big mistake.
In this episode, we bravely took on the souffle.
Emphasis on brave.
With
Juliet
and Sean.
And today we're making
Souffle.
And the first thing you need to do before we do anything is wash your hands.
Hygiene is very important in this kitchen. Thanks, crew member.
A bowl.
Double cream.
Butter.
Caster sugar.
Dark chocolate.
Sugar.
Eggs.
Firstly, grease your ramekins.
Now heat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius, gas mark 7. Now we're going to melt the chocolate in the double cream in a pan.
Okay, so now we're going to put in
I
the
like
double.
chocolate.
And now we're going to put a tablespoon of double cream.
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. After what just happened, we're instead going to put it in the microwave.
Now separate the egg whites.
Wavy hair like Liberace. Mr. Sandman, someone to magic be.
Okay.
So Juliet's just whisking the egg whites till they hold this shape, and I'm going to put the chocolate in there.
Now make sure you put in egg yolk.
Now this is finished product. Cooperative stirring.
Now you have to turn the oven down to 180 degrees. And now we're just going to pour it into the little ramekins.
Oh Johnny, oh Johnny.
Now I'm going to put it in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes.
Oh Johnny, heaven's
Why we're in
make my man heart jump with joy. And when
We'll be back when it's finished.
So this is some chocolate sauce that we made earlier.
Okay, the moment of truth.
Actually, I'm quite
Do
scared.
you want to go first? Or should we just do it at the same time?
Same time.
Ready? Ready? Okay, just come back. Okay, ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3. Oh, that wasn't what I was expecting. Ready? Oh wow, what a vehicle. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I think I put shell.
Now, if you at home would like to make this lovely recipe, then please go to our website. It'll be down there.
That's all we have time for today on Baking with Juliet and Sean.
And now back to us in the studio. It's fucking disgusting.
Oh.
We hope you enjoyed watching that as much as we did making it.
These baking shows are going to be running every week, and if you have any ideas for future shows, please tweet us at JustSaying with the hashtag Baking with Juliet and Sean.
Now, as it's only 8 days till Christmas, we thought we'd start our own series of Christmas games that you could be playing at home.
In this week's episode, we'll be playing Who Am I?
Most of you at home will know this one. I'm going to write a name of something on a card. I'm going to put it on Sean's head, and then we have to guess what they are.
But we'll put a Christmas twist on it. Let's get started.
Okay. Should I put mine on yours first?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. I'm really... Where's it go? Okay, I found it. Okay, you have to look away because it's in black marker. Okay.
Ow.
Okay. But you have to, don't look at the screen. Okay. That's cheating.
Ready?
Are you ready? Okay.
Is it a person?
Yes.
Is it a singer?
No.
Is it an actor?
No. You can only ask a few questions, by the way, so...
Are they famous?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Really famous.
I think I've just guessed who it is.
Who do you think it is?
Wait, is this anything to do with Christmas?
Yes.
Oh, then I don't know who it is.
Okay, just keep asking questions. And if you don't get it in 2 questions, I'll tell you who it is.
Do you really like them?
Hell yeah.
It's not James Franco, is it?
No.
That's good. I can't think of anyone else you like.
They're my fave.
I'm trying to think what they're famous for.
They're so famous for being who they are. A bit like Oprah.
For being who they are?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you who it is?
Yeah.
It's Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what Christmas is all about.
Jesus.
Take it off, take it off. I put a little arrow as well.
Because I'm
just to-
Jesus. Yeah.
Basically.
Right,
Okay.
you ready? Close
Is
your...
it hard?
Huh?
Is it hard?
No.
Okay.
You don't look at the screen.
Okay. I'm nervous.
There you go.
Okay.
Show them.
Okay.
You ready?
I can feel. Can I just adjust it a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a singer?
No.
Is it male?
No.
Is it female?
No.
Oh, it's a bit of a plot twist. Is it an animal?
Yes.
I can't see you. Is it an animated character?
No.
Is it a real animal?
Yes.
To do with Christmas? Is it really obvious? Is it turkey?
Yeah.
Bam! I won that one because I got it.
Because it was hard to
quicker
say whether it was
Turkey,
like food
damn.
or... Oh, anyway.
than- Now, some of you have may notice more and more people are making their own clothing lines, and we thought we would give you an insight into the people that make them.
A student at Havering College, Roy Katolski, who has been working on his clothing line R&E for a number of months, is going to do just that.
The whole idea came from when me and my friends, we were at college looking at other clothing brands, and my friends were like, "Oh, why don't you start another clothing line?" Because I had 2 before, and it didn't go, well. We had a lot of mistakes, and from those mistakes, I'm learning from it and trying to help R&E with it as well. And my friends came up with the name, Real Never Envy. And it means, being true to yourself, being real, and not worrying about what other people think. I see myself having a store, having a group, and helping out my friends and family as well. So this is not just for me. I want, my friends to be part of this as well. So, and I'll help them in whatever they want to do. Like if there's filming, anything. In a way, I can give them money to buy their own, equipment, from cameras to lights, to tripods and that. I don't really have a target audience. I wanted to appeal to anyone. I don't really worry about your sexual orientation or your race. I just want you to wear it because you like it, and I don't want no one to bring a person down and say, yeah, it don't suit you and that.
I love that clothing line.
I think it was brilliant, actually.
I've ordered a few of their shirts and I can't wait for them to come. However,
Where's this going?
I have heard that you have modelled for R&E.
Yes, it's true.
Are the rumours true?
It happened a couple of months ago and he just asked me to do it, so I said yes.
The crew were trying to find the pictures but we couldn't find it anywhere. But
You'll-
all we
you'll
know is
never
that you were
find them.
looking off into the distance dramatically.
That's how you model these days, isn't it? There you go. Now let's take a look at a very inspiring and moving interview with a young man who beat cancer and is now attempting to fulfil his plans of becoming a Paralympian.
How did the treatment affect you later on in life?
Say for some sports I'm not allowed to do. I'm not allowed to do ice skating, physical sports, contact sports. I'm not allowed to. But then I'm able to do my swimming. I can do whitewater kayaking because my legs are protected. And once I'm in the pool, that's swimming. It's okay on my legs, so it's safe. But say, like football, rugby, like contact, it's too dangerous because of the operation that they've actually done.
What exactly was the operation to your leg?
I had the whole of the femur bone taken out and replaced with a titanium, and it's from my hip to my kneecap.
Okay. How did you become interested in kayaking?
Well, I've always been interested in kayaking because I've done it through Scouts, and I did it when I was younger. And my other friend, I was doing it and I ended up in a tree, and it was fun then. So I got back into it on my university course through one of my friends, and he was pretty cool. And he said, "Come down the pool, get down there," and I was still panicked from the first time, but then, yeah, I got into it that way, and my friend's been helping out ever since.
How did you become interested in becoming a Paralympic kayaker?
It was all through the kayaking itself. I had my physio done, and one of the members of the kayakers asked me to join this gym called Cross Purposes, and the lady who runs it is a really good physiotherapist. She said, because of all my determination from hospital, I've got the potential to reach the Paralympic standards, but I've got to work hard on that, and yeah, I'm going to work hard.
What sort of training do you have to do to get to that level?
I've got to go down all the whitewater courses. I've got to go to old Northampton's, the easiest one, which I can reach already. But I've got to go to the Lee Valley Whitewater Centre and be able to run the practice course fine, the legacy fine, and then reach the Olympic course. And then I've got set one of the courses of there's set parts of the course which they alter, that I can learn how to do the tricks and the slalom.
So in the long run, are you glad you got cancer from everything that's come out of it?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to change it. I like helping. I want to raise more, to do more. It's part of my life. Part of me still in that hospital. You know, it's part of history.
So how was the charity? Can you tell us about the charity, what it is, what you did and everything like that?
Well, recently I went from Chelmsford University down to the Muldoon Estuary, which is a 50-mile paddle, and I done it in my little playboat. But I raised it through the Teenage Cancer Unit and Macmillan Cancer Support, because my friend from hospital, she sadly passed away, but 18 of my other friends also passed away as well. And you know, the Macmillan Cancer Support was for my fiance's wife of her nan's, and you know, I want to help, and I want to keep doing this every single year, every year to help. In the future, I mean, if I can keep training hard, if I can do, say, the serious side, which is the slalom, which is on telly, the slalom, got like on last year when we won, 2 years before we won the Olympics, and they got all the golds. I'd like to reach that as well, but in the Paralympic side, be good. I mean, that's the serious side. That's the side which will take more effort, more concentration. But this side is more crazy, more, you know, like a roller coaster side. It's more the fun side to it. So I like to get better at that as well. I like to go around the world with it, go to different places, like the Grand Canyon. That's meant to be one of the best. There's so many different places in the world that can kayak. No, I'd like to be one of those people to go down them as well.
Okay, so
Set the sails, I feel the winds are stirring towards the bright horizon. Sail away, cast your reckless dreams upon our Mayflower, a haven from the world and hurricane.
If you have been moved by this interview and would like to donate, or you would like to donate anyway, the website for Cancer Research UK is just a search away.
So that's it. We've come to the end of the show. We'd like to say a big thank you to our guest Chelsea tonight.
And we'll see you same time next week. Now playing us out, 1,000 Years, it's James and Jamila. Goodbye from us. Bye.
See you later.
That and pride. How to be brave? How can I love when I'm afraid to fall? But watching you stand alone, all of my doubt suddenly goes away somehow. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I loved you for 1,000 more. And still beauty in all she is. I will be brave. I will not let anything take away what's standing in front of me. Every breath, every hour has come to this. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. And all along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me, and I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. One step closer. I have died every day waiting for you. Darling, don't be afraid. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for 1,000 more. All along I believed I would find you. Time has brought your heart to me. I have loved you for 1,000 years. I love you for
The 3D programme equips students with a wide range of designing, making and business skills, and that gives you a really rounded education and prepares you to be a professional in the field of your choice.
From the first year all the way up to now being in my third year, you go through different classes.
Subjects like jewellery,
ceramics, glass, product design, furniture design and spatial design.
Because of the different subjects, you kind of get a feel for all the different areas, and then you can develop it on your own into products, but you can cross them.
We combine that with a theoretical module and a professional practice module where we encourage students to research how they're going to present themselves as professionals in the market.
The 3D BA is part of the Creative Arts Hub in Haven College.
I think basically everything you need is here, and especially where you've got like photography upstairs, you can run upstairs and do a studio shoot for your product and stuff.
All of the basics of fabricating, everything's covered.
There is a lot that they've brought in for us.
Students get individual spaces, they get their own individual tables and areas to work on.
Plenty of digital manufacturing techniques. So we use laser cutters, we've got 3D printers to create objects, and we aim at combining these pieces with traditional skills.
This course, because it offers a wide range of things that they can taste and try, and then we have the different knowledge bases throughout the platforms on the course to send them in the directions that either they want to go in or that best suits them.
The best thing about studying in Haven College is that it's personal, that it's supportive, we have small groups, yet we push students and get very high results.
They joke with you at the same time, and they're serious about the work. They get you motivated as well.
It's been the best decision I've made. I've loved it every minute. Yeah, it's been good.
mate, I've got the stuff. I don't know what you want it for. What never mind then. Yeah, I'll get in that. Yeah, I'm going to come down now and I'll drop it off. Bye.
Hey! What are you doing here? Hey! What are you doing here?
Fuck.
Help do gardening, like build a barbecue.
Painting, spray painting.
Painting the fences.
Doing gardening, planting seeds. Litter picking. Planting. Gardening.
Build a barbecue at the children's centre.
Or help participate in events such as the cleaning up at Tennessee Bridge.
And planted the middle at the Greyfields Park.
Seeds and that.
I've helped set up and plan with the Greyfields event.
And then I represent the Catch-22 to pick up an award for the best community space challenge in London.
Joining with my mates. Helping.
Making our community look good.
Having fun. And painting fences. That's what I just said. Painting. Fences.
There's such a kind of a negative press about young people and what they're doing to damage where they live and what they're doing to have a negative impact on the people and the places where they live.
The environment that we're in now is I guess some people may call it a concrete jungle because it's an estate environment, a lot of high-rise blocks, not very attractive.
I've always think, and I still think I'm really, really strong on that our young people have so much potential and talent. And I think it's a waste sometimes when you see a group of people just standing, young people doing nothing.
All we get from is that you're only interested in computer games and, football and nothing else.
The Community Space Challenge offers an opportunity to show the flip side of that, and that actually the the majority of young people are perfectly good, active citizens, able to give something back to their community.
Give them something to do, but also to demonstrate and highlight them in a positive role.
It was very important for me to listen to the young people. I didn't want to give just an opportunity without listening to them or involve them in decision making.
I spoke to a youth worker, Yanis, and he just got me interested in it.
Because I had a couple of friends already doing it and had already got their bronze award, and I thought it would help go onto my CV for the future.
I come around this area a lot, and I think there's too much rubbish around and it's too dull. It's like nothing to do. Like it just looks so dark and gloomy.
I thought it seemed a really good project, and it was going to enhance the community. It was local kids making their own community look better. So we've referred a few young people from the drop-in, and they've participated now within the gardening project because it's based on Heathwold with our local kids enjoying it, and they can see the improvement on there. They're really excited every week when they see and do something else with the painting, and it's gave them an opportunity to do things that they wouldn't have had a chance to do.
And I like the idea of getting volunteers to help promote and transform their spaces, because we all live here and we should be involved on how we want to live and what we want our space to look like.
The organisation I work for worked with Yanis and Catch 22 to develop a project which would help to put impetus and get young people involved with a new space called the Community Garden on the Thames View Estate. We worked in collaboration with a third organisation, the Sue Bramley Centre, and three organisations came together to create signage out of recycled wood and to create a mosaic for the barbecue in the community garden, working with the young people who use the youth centre on the estate. It really galvanised them to see that the community garden was not just for the elderly people on the estate, for example. It was just as much for them as it was for anyone else.
You know, just getting your hands dirty for a change was quite, enjoyable.
When the young people are doing that, they've got some ownership on that, so that if anyone tries to mess up, they can say, hey, leave it out, I plotted that.
The vision was to have young people, young children and families, grandparents just enjoying the garden side by side. And when all the volunteers came from Aviva, and just to see the whole community at work bringing the whole garden together, but I think the highlight was definitely the barbecue, the celebration at the end.
What's been really nice about the last 5 years is we've developed and we've grown, we've done different initiatives, and we've learnt more that it's not just about what the young people get out of it, it's about what the whole community get out of it. And where young people have been taking part, we've had older community members asking how they can get involved, and we weren't able to engage them as much as we wanted to.
Hopefully, with the help of Catch 22, we can carry on doing a lot of things.
What do I think mental health is? Mental health is well-being and being content with the situation, and probably being aware of yourself and how you feel, stuff like that.
They weren't related to me, but I've known plenty of people during my lifetime who've had mental health problems, and some of them have required hospitalisation, others have been treated in the community.
A lot of people come to see me and say, look, we've tried medication. Some people have tried CBT, which is recommended by the Department of Health for the treatment of depression, and they've learned that maybe they look at the world in a negative way, but that's left them feeling, well, why do I look at the world in a negative way?
My sister suffered from postnatal depression for some considerable period after her 2 pregnancies, and was very ill to the extent where she didn't know where she was or what she was doing, and was suicidal, and she had a long period of psychiatric help. Personally, I've suffered from and do suffer from depression.
I think self-harm isn't attention seeking, it's attention needing.
Do you remember having negative thoughts at a young age?
I remember being in year 6 and I'd always kind of had like a flat stomach, and then I remember getting a kind of like, not even like a rounded stomach, just it wasn't really flat anymore. And I remember looking at myself and thinking, God, you're so fat. I don't know why, I was just always remember pointing out my flaws, like I had really big bushy hair and I had a gap in between my teeth, and I just hated it. Like, I knew I wasn't one of the pretty girls. Like, even from a young age, it was very clear that they're the pretty girls and there's me, like, far away from them.
My own experience of depression, when I was a younger adult, when my children were small, I got depressed and I went to the doctor and I went through all the rigmarole of using medication which didn't work. And then I had therapy, which was the only thing that did work, that really helped me to feel better. And so once I'd had the therapy, I thought about, what do I want to do with my life now? Because I felt so different. I didn't just feel not depressed anymore, I felt really different, a different person. And I'd worked in HR for local authorities before, so it was all like paperwork stuff. But I thought, I want to work with people. And I'd had group therapy, and so I'd had the experience of listening to other people and enjoying that. And so that was when I got the idea that maybe this is what I wanted to do.
It's an illness. It's like you or I might get flu. It may or may not be treatable. It's like all forms of illness. There are some things that we know we've got treatments for and other things we're not so sure about. So that's how I see it.
What does it feel like? Like, what goes through your mind when you self-harm?
It really does hurt. But then it's like, I learned to kind of like flip my mind frame, and I'd be like, it's a good pain, and it suddenly wouldn't hurt so much anymore. And it feels like I can't describe it. It's like especially if it's quite deep, you can hear the skin rip, and I love hearing that because it feels like I've like done something right. Like, because I know how much it hurts, and I feel like I'm strong for doing this in a way. And it's actually the complete opposite, really, because I think I'm like weak for giving in and doing it. And then seeing it, because mainly for like the deeper wounds, it doesn't bleed straight away. Like, there's a gap and you can see like the white tissue in your arm, and sometimes you just leave it because it's like this just gap in your arm. But then like the blood like slowly rises up, and it's entrancing in a way. Like, you can't not watch it. I think the first time that I did it was at prom, and I hadn't, every time I'd worn a dress for the past couple of years, it had been with a cardigan, which, you know, you can't always get a cardigan to match your outfit, so I'd generally go out feeling self-conscious because I'd be like, oh, my outfit doesn't match. And I thought, like, I just want to wear a dress on its own, and because I know that that was the only way I'd feel kind of pretty that night, is if I wore exactly what I wanted to. And I hadn't cut in a while, well, so there weren't really any scars. They were just scars, they weren't fresh. And I just thought, I'm going to do this. And because there was an organisation called the BCYS who were taking us to Lourdes, which is a place in France. And my best friend was kind of like, come on, let's do this, and we're going to wear swimming costumes, and we're going to look amazing. That was my motivation, to kind of clear up my arms and my legs. And that was why I didn't cut for ages. And I thought, well, prom was right next to when we were going away. So I felt confident enough that prom would be the first step. And I went, and I really did feel really beautiful that night. I couldn't even remember ever feeling beautiful before.
For instance, if you're going through a tunnel, you and I are in the car, okay? The car breaks down. After the event, I develop all kinds of problems with claustrophobia, but you behave perfectly normal. Continue. Now, the issue there is not so much, we both experience the same trauma, but we've remembered it differently. If you remember it differently, therefore, it'll affect you differently.
Dear Diary, this is the last one, the last entry. No more will come after. No more painful stories of my sad little life. They will understand why I did it. Once they see this, they'll understand. I tried to make this better. I tried to improve myself. This morning I had that interview, you know, the one I told you about? It was meant to be a new start, a new future, to make me forget about my problems. But no, I failed again. I couldn't even answer a few simple questions. I can remember it so clearly in my mind. It's all there in black and white, clear as day.
So, what makes you think you're right for this job?
Well, I'm passionate. I'm very passionate about the job. I'm really well organised and things. I just really want to work.
Right. And what skills do you think that you bring to our team?
Well, I work hard. I'm very passionate. Very, very passionate.
Look, kid, I get that you're passionate. But do you even know what it is that we do here?
Yes, I do know. Well, actually, I'm not quite sure.
Right. Now, look, kid, I don't think you're right for us. You seem very upset and distraught. Maybe come back when you're feeling a bit better. And when you know what we do here. Sorry, kid.
Okay, I'm sorry for wasting your time. It's been 5 months now. I know I should try and move on, but I can't. She was so beautiful and meant so much to me. That day, the day I found her, she looked so cold, so helpless. She looked like she'd been gone for 100 years. I can't forgive myself. I should have stayed with her that day. I could tell she was unhappy. I guess I can never understand why she did it. The images of our whole relationship are right there in my mind. But so is the last moment I saw her. That awful moment. There is another problem. Recently, my parents, they've begun arguing frequently. It was getting worse until yesterday my mum announced they were getting divorced. I'd always seen them as a perfect couple, but I guess there is no such thing anymore. I remember how loving they were in happier times, but now it's over. I feel increasingly alone. My parents and she were the only ones I had. Now I feel so distant and I'm scared. Too scared to stay here. Too scared to keep living. At college, they all look at me. Their eyes linger and I can see on their minds that what they're thinking. What's wrong with him? Look at that freak. I can see it now. All their eyes on me. So many that I can feel them. I feel them all the time. So that's why, for those reasons and more, I can't take any more pain. I just want to rest and to be with her once again, hopefully. To anyone reading this, I hope you understand. I know it's hard to know why someone would do this. Trust me, I know. But I couldn't carry on. And for that, I'm very sorry. To Mum and Dad, I love you. Goodbye.